is Nur Azza binti Makla Zahar, and I will present about definition of state. A state is a government within a governance structure. There is no unchallenged state concept. The German sociologist Max Weber uses a specific concept to mean that a state is government that retains a monopoly on the legitimate use of violence. Although other interpretations are not uncommon, for certain nations, jurisdictions, so-called sovereign states, exist while other nations' sole power resides in another. The word state also refers to federated states that belong to a federation that shares the jurisdiction between the member states and a federal body. The phrases state and the government are sometimes used by speakers of American English as synonyms, referring to an organized political to both party that holds control over a specific territory. In British and Commonwealth English, the state is the only word that has sense, and then the government refers to the minister and officials who determine the political policy. For thousands of years, many human societies have been ruled by governments, but for the majority of prehistory, they existed in states fewer societies. In conjunction with the rapid increase in cities, writing, invention, and codifying of new forms of faith, the first states emerged about 5,500 years ago. A variety of different models have evolved, using multiple reasons of their presence. Nowadays, the current nation state is the most significant type of states for man. The most acceptable state term does not come to an academic agreement. The word state refers to a collection of different hypotheses about certain political phenomena, but irrelated and sometimes overlapping. The interpretation of the concept can be interpreted as part of political debate, as different meanings contribute the various interpretation of the rules and the states. Justify different policies. If we describe the essence of the state according to Geoffrey Painter, in some place and times, we will find that something which is also known as a state has various important characteristics in another time and some other place. The means or peak of states is also illustrated by various interpretations of the states. Many concepts include Max Weber and Charles Tilly, who describe the state through its violence means. The state is a human society which claims to be monopolizing successful the legitimate use of physical force in giving territory polity as a vocation, while Tilly characterizes them as social managed organization, social capital, and the European states. Instead of teleological purpose, priority will be given to final meanings. The Marxists view the state objective as the perpetuation of class supremacy in favor of the dominant class, which is a bourgeoisie, in the capitalist system of production. The state exists to protect the claim of the capitalist class on private property, and at the expense of the proletariat, it collects surplus income. Marx, in fact, believed that modern state executive was nothing more than the capitalist Popular Relations, Communist Manifesto. A further possible state teleology is given by liberal thinking. According to John Locke, the state's goal are protect property with property in Locke's words not only relating personal property but also one's life independence. The state does provide the basic for social stability and prosperity and provide opportunities to create wealth by providing protection for personal property, life and freedom. Max Weber described the state as a compulsory political organization, a centralized government, which holds a monopoly of the legitimate use of force within a particular territory. Policy, administrative, bureaucracy, legal system, and military or religious group are included in general categories.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Malakim bin Ahmad Sahih and I will present about the element of states. There is about 4 elements of states. So the first element of state is population. What is population? In simple terms, population means the number of people in a city or town, region, country and world. Or other word is mass of population living within the state. According to the Greek thinkers, the view that the population should be neither too big nor too small. The same goes with other philosophers such as Plato and Aristotle, that the population should be large enough to be self-sufficing and small enough to be well governed. The population of state needn't be completely homogeneous in culture, language, race or otherwise. For example, in Malaysia, that have variety of people comes from different races, culture and religion. However, population can be reckoned in mathematical terms, the sort of individual. They are matters no less than their numbers. Aristotle rightly said that a decent citizen makes a good state, and a bad citizen is a bad state. So, when the state have a good citizen, it will not allow religious or political differences to destroy the state unity and security.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, my name is Hafiz Amir bin Ayub, and the next element of state is government. Basically, government is the association or apparatus or organization or magistracy of the state which make, actualize, uphold and settle the law of the state. Government is the third basic component of the state. The state practice is sovereign force through its administration. This occasionally make the feeling that there is no distinction between the state and government. Anyway, it must be obviously noticed that legislature is only one component of the state. It is the operator or the working organization of the state. Okay, the next element of state is the sovereignty. The embodiment of this key idea in political theory. It is last and incontestable lawful force, as indicated by our unique meaning of the state. There must be an authority with the ability to authorize with severage in if fundamental. Okay, one of the component of sovereignty is internal sovereignty. In thinking about the record improvement of the term power, we are struck by its nearby association with the accent of the advanced national state. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, my name is Umi Hima binti Masdi, and today I would like to present about my part, which is about how this element, which is the population, protected and preserved in Malaysia. So in Malaysia, it has 4 elements, which is population, territory, government, and sovereignty. So back to our main topic, which is how this population protected and preserved in Malaysia. So what is a population? Population is a group of organisms at the same, which is the people of individual species that are living or interbreeding within a given area or at the same area. Okay, population is population is full of community of people that has multiracial with existence of language, religions, custom, nations, and cultures. Also, the population growing when they married with each other, which is in the same region or in the different regions. Okay, therefore, in true modernization, population is really important because this population will increase the productivity of the generation into the development modernization in the future. Okay, therefore it maintain the population. It will increase the quality of country in it will increase the it will sorry therefore in maintain this population it will lead to the improvement of quality of the country towards the modernization. So how this population protected and preserved in Malaysia? So firstly is this population were protected and preserved by the law that has been enacted and preserved this law this population were protected and preserved by the law that has been enacted. Okay, so this population were preserved with the law that preserve them from any danger from the enemy that want to colonize the country. Okay, thus law also thus by a law people can defend their rights because they have their rights to speak. Okay, secondly, how the population were protected and preserved in Malaysia is with the soldier who are that protect them with the protection of the soldier who are that protect them from the Charles. Okay, so with this soldier it maintain the population and the country safe from the enemy that want to colonize the country. Besides that, this soldier also okay, never mind. Okay, last but not least, the population were protected and preserved with the government that care them, which is the government cares and welfare of the people who poor and needy. Okay, instead in addition, with this help it will reduce the poverty among them. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nawahida Imtizamri, and I will present about why Malaysia needs territory. First of all, territory is one of the elements of states, and it is an administrative division, which is usually an area that is under the jurisdiction of a state. In the context of Malaysia, the states and federal territories are the principal administrative division for Malaysia. Furthermore, Malaysia comprises 13 states that call as negeri and 3 federal administrative named as Wilayah Persekutuan. There are federal territories which are including capital city of Kuala Lumpur, the administrative capital of Putrajaya, and the island of Labuan, capital the coast of East Malaysia. In addition, these 3 federal territories are formed for different objectives. As for Kuala Lumpur is the national city, meanwhile Putrajaya is the administrative center for federal government, and Labuan serves as an offshore financial center. These 3 territories fall under the responsibility Ministry of the Federal Territories and Parliament of Malaysia. These 3 federal territories carry the same status as states, but they do not have different legislatures or head of state. In this context, it shows that these territories and states are the main governmental divisions for Malaysia. From 13 states of Malaysia, 9 of them are hereditary monarchies, and for Malaysia, the governance of state is divided between federal government and states government. The federal territories are directly administered by federal government, and all specific responsibilities of federal and state government are listed in the 9th schedule of constitutions of Malaysia. So conceptually, any affair that not set up in the 9th schedule can be legislated on by individual states. This is because this schedule accurately lists the matters that can only be legislated by the states, such as Islamic religion, land ownerships, and local government. Basically, all states in Peninsular Malaysia have similarity in administrating the divisions, while ensuring their territories always be safe without any disturbance from external party. Besides that, there is a little difference for Sabah and Sarawak, which both states demand a higher degree of autonomy as part of Pekin, which included in 18-point agreement and 20-point agreement separately. For instance, Sabah and Sarawak have extra powers on their immigration controls as part of the agreements that made up by the respective states when they joined the Federations of Malaysia and Singapore that established Malaysia. In terms of immigration, Sabah and Sarawak required passport even for Peninsular Malaysians to travel to both of these states. However, for those who are on social or business visit more than 3 months are allowed to create a My card or birth certifications and obtain a special hard copy form instead of passport. In conclusion, we can see that Malaysia needs territory to make sure the well-being of nations will not be disrupted by any conflicts that can break the unity among us Malaysians. Within that, head of every state must handle the states based on what have stated in the constitutions of our country, because that is how territory is protected and preserved in Malaysia. That's all from me, and thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fashazim Muhammad Zain. I'm from class 2G. Today I want to explain about why people need government. Malaysia is a parliamentary democracy with a federal constitution monarchy. Known as Di Pertuan Agong is a head of leader in the state and then leader of Islamic religion in the Malaysia. Okay, let's proceed. My first point is the government is a group who protect the people in the country. In other words, the government is key pillar for the protecting national security. The government always responsible to protect the sovereignty and security in the country. For the example, the government provide ground forces since 1st March 1933 with the aim protecting the country and being the frontier and face of foreign trade. Next, the government is always ensure the education transformation is ahead. The basis of the education is the medium of the medium. Dedicated to establish the idea, philosophy, goals and objective of national education. The government also focus to the building of the country through the education. Next, the welfare of the people is also emphasized by the government. The objective is to create a multicultural, diverse society in attitude and increasing independence. In other words, the government ensure the people always pay attention when they are poverty or distress. The government often update the country poverty data to provide immediate assistance to ensure that the people continue their life in the peace and security. Okay, for the example, national concern aid is one of the grants given by the government in the people economic stimulus package to be given once of B40 and M40. National care assistance for B40 is based on the life assistance database. This assistance given because our country is hit the very dangerous virus and carries death. The government is very concerned about the volatility of people as the concern well-being of the people affected by the COVID-19 outbreak in the country. Finally, Malaysia need have a government is a place to ensuring the health of the people. Health is of one of most beautiful given from the God. This is because have a good health can promote harmony in Malaysia. The government has taken many steps to ensure the health of the people. Among the finance ministry in the 2019 budget as whole allocated RM 29 billion for the health service in the country. In addition, the totals of RM 10.8 billion was provided for the rehabilitations of clinic and hospital and the purchase of medicines and equipment. RM 5 billion is allocated for the cost of supplying medicals, consumables, vaccines and reagents, which are material used or involved in the chemicals reactions. Okay. In conclusions, the Malaysia need the government to ensure that well-being of the nationals and safeguarded and protected. Therefore, we as Malaysians need to work together to maintain harmony and peace. With in mind, I hope the government also prioritize the people in all things in the future. That's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zuhairi bin Zainal Abidin. I'm from AM 102G. Today I will talk about the element of state. Why Malaysia need sovereignty in Malaysia or in our country. Okay, the sovereignty itself, it means the authority of a state to govern itself or another state. Thus, it can be concluded that sovereignty is important because it is the right of the people to elect their government. It is law and etc. This is a representation of a territory, and it implies that the territory would be respected. Accordingly, the sovereignty is a power rather than rights. So Malaysia needs this sovereignty so our people can keep their sovereignty to protect our right in our nation, in our country, in Malaysia. Okay, because we as the people of Malaysia have many other cultural and so on. So with sovereignty, it can protect us. Okay, so sovereignty impinge is not necessarily sovereignty loss, but too much encroachment, and particularly to please a handful of loud boisterous people who do not have the national interest at heart is a blow that sovereignty can well do without. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, the research structure of the state society primarily focuses on the sum and the nature of the relationship between the state and society. As a complementary and additional, the relation between state and society, the state regulates society and society is the subject of the state. Both the state and society empower each other with forces of mutual destruction. They try in their manner to control and influence the others. Since states are not only major social players and are really free of social force, they may limit their powers. Such social force can even be confronted by most authoritarian regimes. The equation of state society describe their socio-economy, describe their system, government bodies, development type, groups, and social structure. The key player at the interface between the state and society is the government agency. The state exercises the various powers through the executive, which is many various state responses to various social demands, and different social demands of the state yield different outcomes. However, there can be no isolation of the development of the specific state and social system. The growth of both structure has also deteriorated over time because of more economic, financial, cultural, and political interaction. It is not possible to restrict or correct the classification of a state system or a social structure. With changes in regional, local, and international contexts, states and societies can change. The change in one take care of the changes in other. The third world post-colonial is an example. The essence of third world states has shifted from socialist welfare to Western capitalist democratic states. All participant states or culture cannot be treated either as a cohesive unit or as a single identity alone. There are many state and society layers, and they communicate in various ways on different levels, which vary from the government, political, and economic levels to charismatic leaders. This involves certain parts of the government and society which may be the lower round of government officials or government officials in remote areas or services provided by NGOs, assisting an opposition party in shaping communities or helping the government respond in socially relevant manner. One of the most critical factors to conflict between aspects of social movement is, in general, the role of state corruption in the management society.